How to build the Blackgates twin steam engine, part 17, fitting the centre bearing and looking at the belt drive. This is what's known as a mock-up, not a cock-up, a mock-up. I need to sort of assemble everything roughly on a piece of scrap wood to see if it works before fitting everything onto a proper base. I'm a little concerned about the triangulation of the drive belt, which is driven by the two large pulleys and transmits the power to the small main drive pulley in the centre. The belt itself needs to have a bit more slack in it so that the final drive pulley can press down on it. Then there will be more surface area of the pulley in contact with the belt. And that's why I'm doing it this way, by mocking up the arrangement roughly with wood screws and bits of scrap wood and pieces of packing and this, that and the other to see how far I can push the design. With this arrangement, if I put too much pressure on the lower part of the belt, then it's going to stress out the two main drive pulleys. Before running the engine again, I'm tightening the wood screws and therefore putting more pressure on the belt. And now everything's feeling a little bit tight. If you look at the top of the belt, it's perfectly straight. I don't think this is the way to do it. These engines are very powerful. I'm going to turn on the air supply, off it goes, and it's running fairly sweetly, and the belts are not perfectly aligned, but there's a lot of power at the drive pulley. The skin on my index finger and thumb is quite strong from being burnt many times over the years, and by using these fingers to try and stop the engine, it's unsuccessful. But it just doesn't feel right. The belt is too tight. What I intend to do is move the engine slightly closer together and lower the position of the centre pulley so the triangulation of the belt is better. And by doing that, there will be a larger surface area of the pulley in contact with the belt. The surprising thing, though, is the belt is not slipping around the centre pulley. I would estimate that the belt is contacting about 3 or 4 teeth of the pulley. Not an ideal situation, so I'm just messing around with the tension of the centre pulley to see what happens. You will notice that I've fitted spline drive shafts to all 3 front pulleys. This would be a good steam plant for a large model Titanic, because that has 3 propellers. On the full-size Titanic, I do believe the centre propeller was driven by a turbine. The reason for the spline drive at the rear of the engine is to possibly drive a water pump. The engine runs quite well slowly, so there's not a lot wrong with it, and I can't really get it to slip, so maybe it's successful, but I'm still going to improve the triangulation. However, when I increased the power of the engine and really gripped the centre pulley, it did slip. In this case, the belt is too slack. I may even use a spring-loaded system for the centre bearing. I'm not sure yet. Nor am I sure which pulley I'm going to use. By using this pulley, as you can see, it goes a lot faster than the 2 outer ones. If I use the same size as the outer pulleys, then it will go at the same speed. And the other benefit is, by using a larger pulley for the centre drive, coupled with moving the engines closer together so I can drop the belt down a little bit and lower the position of the centre pulley, then quite a lot of the teeth will be in contact with the belt, which, thinking about it, is probably going to be the solution. You can see how rough the mock-up is now. I've got a piece of wood jammed in between one engine to tension the belt outwards, and the centre bearing is just held in place by a couple of posi-drive wood screws. Mocking up an arrangement like this teaches you an awful lot about what you're playing with, and it's very disheartening to make a really special metal base and put it all together to find out it doesn't work, whereas these scrap pieces of wood are serving the purpose. I turned the compressed air pressure up to about 40 psi, and as you can see, the engine runs very fast. And with the small drive pulley, you can really see how fast that is going. There are benefits in gearing up a steam engine to a final drive. The steam engine won't be going quite as fast, so it won't wear out so quickly. I need to make a wooden block to lift the position of the centre bearing so I can fit the larger pulley, and then I'll have a good idea what's going to happen. I'm not going to show it in this video, I'll leave it as a bit of a cliffhanger. When I feel at the power output of just one of the engines without the belt, there's a big difference. With the belt refitted and the engine running at 50 pounds per square inch and the centre pulley in exactly the right position, it really is very good and very powerful, and the belt tension is not excessive. I would think that maybe if I use the centre bearing as a belt tensioner, maybe spring load it, it should be okay. But to do that, I need to make a temporary baseboard that allows the engines to be closer together, and the middle part of the baseboard needs to be a good bit lower. As you can see here, when I press on the belt, it really isn't very tight, which is a good thing for the engine's main bearings. I'll just run the engine for a while and let you have a listen. These are some pieces of stainless steel, and I'm going to make the base out of this, which in turn will be mounted on a piece of mahogany. But before cutting this metal to the final size, I'm going to make another, more accurate wooden template. And that's about it for this episode, so thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful.